Namaste. Welcome to Social Science class, children. I hope you are all fine and safe. Have a pleasant day. Today, we are going to study the 6th chapter of history. We are going to study the 6th chapter of history, new questions and ideas. New questions and ideas. In this class, we are going to study about Gautama Buddha. In this chapter, we are going to study about Gautama Buddha, Mahavira, and what is Upanishad, what are the monasteries, etc. In this chapter. Today, we are going to study about Buddha, his life story, as well as the principles of Gautama Buddha. Yes, let us start the class with a story, children. Do you like story? Yes, I hope everybody likes story, isn't it? Yes. Very interesting and a very famous story of Gautama Buddha and Kiso Gautami. Have you heard the story? Yes, some of them might have read, some others. Okay, those who have not read, listen here. Once upon a time, it's long back, around 2500 years ago, there was a woman. Her name was Kisa Gautami. What was her name? Kisa Gautami. She was a poor lady and she had only one son. She had only one son. Unfortunately, the son died. She lost her son. She felt very sad. She cried, she wept like anything. She took her son's body in her hands and roamed all around the village and the cities of the town. She went on asking the people, please give life for my son. I want my son be alive. She asked each and every one. But it was not possible for the common people. She met a kind person. He said, you go and meet Gautama Buddha. She went, met him, told this event. She lost her son and she was in sorrow. Gautama Buddha said, yes, okay, I can give your son's life back. But you have to bring a handful of mustard seeds. You have to bring a handful of mustard seeds. She felt very happy. And he started off. He immediately called her. Gently he called her. Please come here. See, you have to bring mustard seeds from the house where no one has died. Where no one has died. Okay, she left that place, went to the cities, knocked every door of the house and she asked everyone. The one man said, I lost my grandfather. Another fellow said, I lost my uncle. Another lady said, I lost my daughter. Then another house, he said, my father has died. Another fellow said, my grandmother has died. So in each and everybody's house there is a death. She came back to Gautama Buddha and said, I couldn't find such house. He told her, yes, the death is natural. The death is natural. No one is permanent in this world. One or the other day we have to leave. She realized and asked, sorry, please forgive me. She said, she understood. See the children, this is the picture of Gautama Buddha. I think everybody has seen. See, here is a scene of Gautama Buddha and Kisa Gautami. She touched his feet and begged her son's life. Okay, now let us continue about Gautama Buddha. Today let us learn about Gautama Buddha. See, another name, his childhood name was Siddhartha. Yes, Suresh, tell me, what is the childhood name of this Gautama Buddha? Yes, childhood name was Siddhartha. Also known as Gautama. Because Gautami looked after him, so he got the name Gautama. So we call it Gautama Buddha. Childhood name was Siddhartha. Let us see how he got the name Buddha. He was the founder of Buddhism. Very popular religion, Buddhism, because they always support truth, non-violence. So everybody likes this Buddhism. So yes, Rama, tell me, who was the founder of Buddhism? Yes, Gautama Buddha, or Buddha was the founder of this Buddhism. He was born about 2500 years ago. 2500 years ago, exactly 567 BC. I think you know. After 2000 we write CE, Christian era. Before the 2000 it was called BC, before the Christ. 567 BC or 2500 years ago he born. Who are his parents? His parents are King Shuddhodana. Father's name was Shuddhodana and his mother was Queen Maya. Maya's son. Maya and Shuddhodana are the parents of Gautama Buddha. He born in Lumbini, near it is in Nepal. Lumbini is in Nepal. Now it is a independent country. Children, Nepal is here very close to India, one of our neighboring countries, Nepal. He born here. So it is actually near the border, India and Nepal border. It is very close to India, Bihar. Okay, Lumbini in Nepal. Where did he born? Which place he was born? He was born in Lumbini in Nepal. He belonged to a Gana. Earlier in the previous chapter we have studied Gana known as Sakya Gana. He was Sakya Gana group or dynasty like Sakya Gana. Because Mahajanapadas, where the leaders were growing more powerful in those days, so Shuddhodana was a powerful, strong leader. He was a brave warrior and he himself declared that he was a Raja or king. So Shuddhodana's son was, who was Shuddhodana's son? Gautama or Siddhartha. Childhood name was Siddhartha, Gautama. Okay, known as Sakya Gana. Is Gana. He got married. His father has given him good education. He was a good warrior and a soldier. But later, he was really the successor. But he later left all those things. Let us learn later. His wife was Yashodhara and he had a son called Rahul. What was his son's name? Rahul. What is his wife's name? Yashodhara. One day, a strange thing happened in his life. Once, he drew his chariot and went on the streets of his kingdom. While going, he was on the chariot. While going, he saw some pictures. He saw an old man, very old man. He wondered why that man has become old. It was not known to him. Then he saw a poor man and he was sick. He was poor and sick. And a sadhu, saint, sannyasi, why the people are like this? Why the world is like this? And a dead body. He saw even a dead body. And he started to think. He was upset. Why this is like? Why the world is like this? So he decided he wanted to find out the knowledge or what is that truth. Why it happens? Why the world is like this? He had so many questions in his life. What is this spiritual? What is this God? What is this world? So he had so many such questions. To get answer or in search of such knowledge, he left his palace at midnight. He left his palace and went deep into the forest. His father was a Mahajanapada, and he was the leader. Gautama Buddha was actually the successor. He left that kingdom and went to the forest. And he had so many questions. Even the common man had so many questions. Why the life of the people was changed in the villages those days, and cities were grown, and thinkers were started to think why, what, where, when, everything. They were trying to understand the changes of the society. What is life? Why do we suffer? Even not only Gautama Buddha, everybody started to think, why do we suffer like this? What are the reasons? What are the causes for this sorrow? So Gautama Buddha went in search of this knowledge, or in search of the answer for these questions. So he gave up all his lavish life. He was a prince. He belonged to somewhat royal family, but he gave up all those things, everything. Midnight he left his son, wife, everybody. He left and went in search of the truth. In search of the truth. See here, he was a picture, children. He was traveling on the chariot, and here he left his wife and children and his son Rahul, and he left. He gave up his lavish lifestyle. Then he traveled here all along. After a long travel, he met so many thinkers, learners. He questioned them. He didn't get the proper answer. He met many thinkers, learned persons, sadhus all over India as well as some other countries, but he didn't get the answer. Later he thought to do penance or meditation. He meditated many years, nearly 6 years, under a peepal tree at Bodh Gaya. At present it is in Bihar. Where did he sit? He sat under the peepal tree in Bodh Gaya. See the picture, children, how he sat for meditation, in the meditation posture. Where did he sit? Deepak, where did he sit? He sat under the peepal tree at Bodh Gaya. It is in Bihar. At present it is in India. See, I will show you in the map. Bihar. See, Bihar. Close to Nepal, Kathmandu or Nepal. See, very close. Bihar, under a peepal tree, and started to do meditation to get answer what is knowledge, what is truth. And later, after many years, he got enlightened. He attained enlightenment. He got that knowledge, some answer for the knowledge. So it was called enlightenment, Jnanodaya, enlightenment. Afterwards, he was called Buddha. Buddha means a wise man, learned man. He went to Saranath. Afterwards, he came to UP. Saranath is in Varanasi, present Kashi, holy place of Indians. And he gave a speech or taught. He started to teach first time in Saranath. First time he taught it in Saranath, and he started to give his teachings or preachings. Next, let us see what are the teachings of Gautama Buddha. Yes, children, now let us see what are the teachings of this Gautama Buddha. Okay, yes. First teaching is life is full of sufferings. So he left his palace and went to the forest. We discussed. And life has got many happiness. Life is full of sufferings and happiness. Why do we have these sufferings? Suffering is caused by human desires. We want many things. Desire means ashe. We want many things. We have so many demands. We want car, bungalow, money, gold, this, that, everything. Always we have demand, desires. It gives unhappiness and sufferings. If we don't get our demand, we can't fulfill our desire, we get sorrow. So, to live happily, we have to give up all the desires. We should not have such a desires or demands. We should give up. We have to leave all those things. Next, he says, very important. Be kind and respect the lives of others, including animals. Love animals. Be kind, show mercy, protect animals, help people. So respect the lives of people. Then he believed that the results of our actions are karma. We say whatever we do, our work, our duty, it is called karma. So actions are karma, whether it is good or bad. If we do good deeds, good works, we get happiness. We get enjoyment. If we do bad things, we get sorrow. So good or bad, it affects both in this life, at present wherever we live, and even next. Next means after the death also. So he says always do good deeds. Do good deeds, you live happily. So don't do bad, theft, murder, killing, all those criminal activities don't do. Be kind towards others, non-violence, truth, speak truth. Then he said 8-fold paths are there, right life, right meditation, all those things are there. You will learn it in the higher classes, children. Okay. He taught it in a very simple common language. All the common people can understand. That is Prakrit language. It is called Prakrit language, common language, spoken language of the people. Very simple it is. So all can understand his teachings or principles, his philosophy. So it has spread all over the world, especially in the Asian continent. It has spread to Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Thailand, Indonesia, even Bhutan, including China. Also Buddhism has spread all over the world. Later Mauryans, Kanishka rulers, they spread this religion all over the world. You know, Sri Lanka, our neighboring country, children, very close to us. You have studied Ramayana in this. You have seen Sri Lanka. Then Myanmar, one of our neighboring country. Then Bhutan, Thailand all comes in the Asian continent. You look at the atlas and see Thailand and Indonesia in the map of Asia. Even China also they accepted this Buddhism. Japan also it has spread. So many, almost all worldwide we can see the Buddhist followers of Buddhism. Next let us see one Upanishad. What is Upanishad? It is collection of stories which has got so many values. Collection of stories. It has good ideas. You can get answer for so many problems. It is a treasure house of knowledge. Upanishads are the treasure house of knowledge. You read, children, you can get nice, very interesting stories of Upanishad. So literally, actually, Upanishads means, literally means approaching and sitting near, sitting close. Upanishad, Sanskrit word, approaching and sitting near. Many ideas are recorded in this. The values of life is given in this. Now it is a part of Vedic text. While learning Veda, they learn Upanishads also. See, most of the time it is a conversation between the teacher and the students. Guru and Shishya. Conversation. Guru asks questions or the student, Shishya asks the questions. It is a conversation between Guru and Shishya. It is in the dialogue form. Upanishads are in the dialogue form. People wanted to know, you get answer for this. Wanted to know about life after death. See, at present we live, don't know what happens after death. If you read Upanishad, you will get the answers. So, what is life after the death and importance of sacrifice? Puja, Yaga, Yajna. In the Veda, in the previous chapters we have studied, is it into 4 Vedas, different Vedas has got different types of knowledge. So why? Then Shankaracharya said so many principles, so many thinkers started to think about that, because it is a new questions and ideas, new ideas. There was change in the life of the people, including common man, and many thinkers, they started to think, thought and felt something permanent. There is something permanent in this world. Something is permanent. People started to think. So they described it as Atma. No death for Atma. You read Bhagavad Gita, children, you can understand this. Bhagavad Gita also a part of Upanishad. Atma or individual soul. Everybody has got a Atma or soul. And individual soul is one more Brahman. See, some thinkers said that there is Brahman means a universal soul. We say God. We can't see, but there is God. So, universal soul or Brahman it is. Later there was discussion between so many scholars, saints and learned persons. Then ultimately they said that both are one. Atma and Paramatma, Atma and Brahman is one. Shankaracharya says his philosophy is Advaita philosophy. He says Advaita, no to only one. God is here. Soul, each and every person has that soul. Life is there, no? So that is God, Atma. So children, you might have seen when we see others, we greet them, we join our hands and we do namaskaram or respect them. Means we respect the soul of other. That is God. The life, what is there? That is God. So always join your hands and wish. If we meet the elders, you touch their feet, bow, touch their feet and take their blessings. That is our culture, Indian culture. We have to follow it, children. So finally it is one. Atma and Paramatma is one. Most of the thinkers were men those days. Most of them, even women were there. Gargi was the one. Maitreyi and Gargi are very popular. Gargi, she participated in the king's courts, even in the debates. She also travelled, visited so many king's courts and she participated in the debates. Number was less, but even though there were women scholars in those days, slaves were there. Slave system was very common in that. Among that, a learned, very brilliant slave. His name was Satyakama Jabala. Satyakama Jabala. Underline this in your textbook, children. Gargi. Satyakama Jabala was the disciple of Gautama. Not this Gautama Buddha, one Brahmin guru. His name was Gautama. He was his disciple and he was very brilliant. His name was Satyakama Jabala. His mother's name was Jabali. So he was called Satyakama Jabala. Very interesting. Even he met Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya also said that Aham Brahmasmi. Myself, I am Brahma. Brahma means God. God is here. The life, whatever we have, that is God. You can try to understand, children. Otherwise, when you come to higher classes, 8th, 9th, 10th, you can understand this philosophy. Advaita philosophy, no, too. Then Madhvacharya's Dvaita philosophy, you will learn it in the higher classes. Yes, children. Now, let us come to the homework. In this class, we have studied about Gautama Buddha, what is Buddhism, what are the teachings of Gautama Buddha and what is Upanishad. See, answer these questions. First of all, fill up the blanks. Siddhartha, also known as dash. You get this answer in the textbook. Read the textbook twice or thrice. The founder of Buddhism, dash. Easy question. Buddha taught first time at which place? Answer the following. Write the teachings of Buddha. What were the questions that Upanishadic thinkers wanted to answer? Answer these questions. Thank you. Have a nice day. All the best.